Joe has theories, lots of theories, and sometimes they make sense. And the internet gives a forum for nuts like him to babble about, well, anything he feels like. So here's my insane theory for today.
Hi, welcome to My Insane Theory. I'm Joe. Now recently I saw an article about the Saw writers now making a Halloween 3. Dude, no. I mean, we got the perfect idea right here for you. Halloween 9. Yeah, Halloween 9. Did we need a follow-up after Resurrection? Yes we did, damn it. Because I liked Resurrection. There's two camps. There's the Thorn camp and the Originals camp. Most people fall in the Originals camp. I'm kind of a Thorn person. I really think the Thorn had some major possibilities. And also, you had Loomis. If you just go with 1-2 H2O Resurrection, you get 2 Loomis. If you go with Thorn, you get 5 Loomis, okay? And Loomis is awesome. Make Halloween 9. And connect Thorn and H2O and all that stuff together. How do you do it? Some leap of faith. You have to make it seem like they happen in the same world. And there's a few parts where they've made that hard. But here's where we start. John Tate has to know about Jamie Lloyd. They'd actually probably been born around the same time. So really, you just have a quick piece of dialogue that explains how does a 1-year-old, 2-year-old have the memory to know if they have a sibling or not. If nobody talked about it and they didn't prove records, let's just say that Laurie found it too troubling to talk about. So in this one, this is where he finds out that there was a Jamie Lloyd. Simple as that. Second, you have the problem of who's Loomis? Because H2O and Resurrection, probably their biggest issue is that they don't have a Loomis. I think you got 2 of them. I think you bring back Tommy Doyle from 6 and Decker from Resurrection and make both of them very Michael Myers obsessed. In fact, my whole Halloween 9 theory is that everyone's kind of obsessed at this point. From Busta Rhymes' character who you bring back, because, well, he just put on a show that year, and in his show, he has Myers on camera killing people. I'd imagine if you put together a show and Myers showed up killing people, your whole life would now become obsessed with working off the Myers tragedy. And that's what his character of Freddie Harris would do in mine. On top of that, I think Decker would, because he also watched Myers go around killing people. I also feel that Sarah Moyer, the girl who survived Resurrection, would also be Myers obsessed. So my idea for Halloween 9 is kind of a closing out. It kind of celebrates the full run of Halloween. Now by doing this, I want to try to gather everyone who's survived the first 8 movies. So we start Halloween 9 with Michael Myers arriving back to town around October 25th. He's back in Haddonfield, but he does his killing on Halloween, so he's just biding time. Now it's nighttime, and he goes to a graveyard because that's where he's hanging out right now before he goes back home. And he sees Angus Taylor from the original Halloweens, and he's a decrepit old man. So much has happened that he drinks alone out in the woods, out near the graves, and he hears something. Obviously, Myers comes up, kills him. There you go. You just had one survivor knocked out. That's what I plan on doing with the series. Next, we're going to go to Busta Rhymes' character, Freddie Harris. Now, he's still going to be a television producer, but at this point in his career, he's sort of washed up. He's used up most of his Myers fame to get on shows and push projects, and he's not had great success, but whenever he goes back to the Michael Myers well, it gets him some more screen time and more fame. So in this episode of his show, Freddie Harris has brought on Billy Hill. And Billy Hill is the boy from Halloween 5, who was friends with Jamie. Well, Billy Hill is skittish, and he really doesn't like to talk about it, because that night really messed him up too. As this interview goes on, Freddie Harris keeps pressuring to get more details and try to share experiences that they both had about Myers. This just, it shuts Billy down emotionally, and he storms off set. Now he decides to hang out in the green room, and he's calmed himself down. He's talking to his wife, and he goes out to his car. Well, we find out that Myers is in the backseat, stabs him right through the throat. So from this incident, we pull back from the interview that Billy's having with Freddie Harris, And we see the home of Tommy Doyle and Kara, and they're living together. They're raising the 2 kids. But Danny's now 27, 28, lives at home, and he's held back emotionally. He hasn't put together his life, and he kind of has visions of the Man in Black. Seeing Billy on TV triggers something in Danny, and he has kind of a mental breakdown while he's in the room by himself, because the Man in Black starts popping up, and the Thorn symbol, and seeing the old incidents from Halloween 6. So now we also reintroduce Decker and Sarah Moyer, who've become a team that works together, and they've published books about evil and occult and everything else in that area. And Decker's really devoted his life to studying Myers. Through his studies, he learns about Tommy Doyle, and he goes to Tommy Doyle's house. So here's a wink wink. Basically, Decker confronts Tommy Doyle, and Tommy says, you know, Laurie had a son named John, and she also taught at a university, and Michael Myers attacked them there, and she was able to make it out alive, but in the process, killed a paramedic she thought was Michael Myers, and was put into an insane asylum where she was believed to have committed suicide or was killed by Myers. So Decker would say, oh, I thought it was just the daughter that she gave up. And Tommy would say, no, she had both a daughter and a son a year or 2 apart. So we also will go back to the part where Freddie Harris is interviewing at the station, and Freddie gets killed as well. And then we cut over to LL Cool J's character from H2O, and he's at his son's graduation from college. As he's going to congratulate his son and plan for a party, bam, Myers kills him. Then we cut back to Decker, and Decker decides, you know what? Now that I know that there's a son, I'm going to go see John. And John's now living with Molly, and the 2 of them are raising a teenage son. Now, when he goes to see John, he's like, John, I know this is weird, but I've been investigating the whole thing about Michael Myers, and I know about your family history. Do you know that you had a sister? And, you know, this catches John. He's like, whoa, no, I never knew about that. And then he shows him all the evidence about Jamie, and John's like, wow. And Decker's like, you know, I think Myers is back in town, and he's trying to tie up all the loose ends, and he starts being like, listen, you remember that security guard from when you were in the college? He's dead. The people who put together the show that caught Michael Myers on camera, they're dead. Jamie's childhood friend, he's dead. We need to figure this out, and we need to stop him, or he's never going to stop. Sarah and Decker are like, listen, we think he's back in Haddonfield, and he's killed off other people. Now he's got to be coming for us, and we need to set a trap. Let's go back to the old house. Now, they go in there, and they start resetting up cameras, and obviously they have a little bit of flashbacks of this being similar to Resurrection with all the cameras everywhere. They got their GoPros and everything else that's going on. And as they're setting this up, you know, you get your typical horror scares of, you know, old furniture, something creaks and boards falling and stuff that sounds like what would happen if Myers jumped up from out of nowhere, but isn't. So then it gets late into the evening, and Decker separates, and he needs to go change a camera battery. And you know what? He's like, this leads to danger. I'm going to go out with multiple people so that, you know, if Myers does attack me, I'm not going to get killed. Well, he does that, goes out there, everything's cool. Until he decides to go into a bathroom to pee, and bam, right through the wall. I also want to mention that while this is going on, Haddonfield's kind of become this new Salem, Massachusetts, where everyone's fascinated by the story of Myers, since now they've seen clips, and people don't want to prove that he's real, but they don't want to discredit it. And everyone's just hanging around. They're wearing Michael Myers masks, and everything else is going on. So it's kind of confusing as well when Decker and everybody else sets stuff up, because, you know, people are walking around in Michael Myers masks, and you can't tell who's who. So in the finale, we have the 2 boys, Tommy, Kara, Sarah. They're all down there waiting for Myers to show up. So at this point, Myers is wandering around And you see him looking through peepholes and anywhere else to get a way to take advantage of this group, who's all armed. They got bats, they got knives, they got guns on them. They're ready to just take Myers down as soon as he shows up. Myers drops down from the ceiling behind Kara, grabs her. Tommy sacrifices himself to go run up and save Kara. As he tries to save Kara, Tommy is killed. You know, I don't know if he gets a pipe through the head or slammed against a wall or hand crushed, but Tommy's killed. The two younger brothers there, they dive on top of Myers and just start hacking away at him, and they just cut him up, and he's dead. The youngest one starts to laugh maniacally, like he just snapped. Danny looks at him, sees that his brother now has the symbol on him, and the teen of John and Molly's like, no, not happening. Shoots that kid in the head. Danny's upset, but he's like, I get it. That's demon spawn. That's Jamie Lloyd and her twisted uncle's love child. I get it. I get why you killed him. Then, fade to black, pick back up. Sarah Moyer has now got a new talk show. And she's got Tommy. She's got Kara. She's got all the survivors on the show to talk about Michael Myers. And, you know, Danny's fidgeting. He's scratching himself. Then, light symbol Thorn shows up. Danny freaks out, storms off the set. Halloween 10. Hey, you know, that's an idea. I'm sure it's better than whatever Halloween 3 is, because I actually love the Halloween series. Hey, if you disagree and you hate watch this till the end, or you agree with me, subscribe. If you hate watch this and you didn't like it, thumbs up it anyway, so that you can hate watch more, because you're a weirdo. And I get it, but you're a weirdo. And if you happen to make the Halloween series, dude, I'm available. I'll definitely come in as a consultant or anything to help you out. Just don't muck it up. Anyway, if you enjoyed my insane theory, stay tuned for more.